Yo, trans women and cisgendered women are now being allowed to race together due to a new law, I guess, that was passed or something like that. And a lot of people have some things to say about this, so I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what's going on, bro.
Feel like Pharrell in '07 on my shoes, ice cream, make stars, stop them out, it's a man down. Baby Milo custom PC getting fanned out. Not from the block, I'm from the H and we don't play around. Catch him at a red light with a knife gun, we gon' spray him down.
Yikes, chat, how do y'all feel about it, man? I'm just gonna say this now, I feel like it's like kind of unfair. It's just kind of unfair, but we'll see how they feel about it. Female athletes worry Biden's order on transgender athletes will end girls' sports.
Of President Biden's first executive orders was to allow transgender athletes to participate in girls' sports. Quoting his order, children should be able to learn without worrying about whether they will be denied access to the restroom, the locker room, or school sports. So let's talk about the real-world impact of this action with a track athlete from Danbury, Connecticut, Alana Smith, and Alliance Defending Freedom Legal Counsel, Christiana Holcomb. Welcome to both of you.
She finna snap.
Thank you for having us.
It ain't fair.
I'm going to start by playing something that your mom, Alana, said about you going into competition under these circumstances. Here's what she said.
Alana and I were talking about what her strategy was going to be for the day, and she looked at me and said, Mom, it really doesn't matter because I'm running against the boys today.
Oh, you can't say that. You're not allowed to say that because they're girls now. You can't say I'm running against the boys today. She's gonna get canceled for that because you're not allowed to say that. Even though, like, it's...
I won't win.
So, Alana, what kind of position does this put you in as a biologically born female athlete?
Biologically born female.
It's really disappointing because I know that me and all the other biological females work really hard at track practice, and we work hours a day just to shave off tenths of a second for our times, and it's just really disappointing to know who's going to win the race before it even starts.
Is that true though? Is she telling the truth, bro? I feel like, I mean, that's facts, bro. That's facts.
Going on, the ACLU says this. Their deputy director for transgender justice states that attempt to bar trans girls from sports, regardless of age or of transition, medical intervention, or anything else, with the new federal administration will now be risking lawsuits by the federal government, Justice Department intervention, and the loss of federal funding.
What?
So where does the legal fight go here, Christiana?
Well, this order is an irresponsible abuse of power. It is unlawful, and it effectively eviscerates women's sports for young women like Alana. Look, we already know what the impact of these policies are. We've seen it play out in Connecticut, where 2 biological males have swiped 15 women's state championship titles over the course of just a few seasons.
Yo. That just sounds like finessing. I mean... It sounds like finessing, bro. That's what it sounds like to me.
This will have a devastating impact on women's sports if it's allowed to proceed.
I want to read something from one of the transgender athletes who has been at the center of a lot of these conversations and cases, saying running has been so important for my identity, my growth as a person, and my ability.
Did she roll her eyes? Bro, this is the thing. If running has been a part of your identity, like, shouldn't you be running with the dudes, though, still? Like, I get it. Yes, you're transitioned to a woman, and... by all means, everybody's going to address you as what you want to be called, but you shouldn't be allowed to race against biologically born women. That's just unfair. That's literally unfair, bro.
Saying run.
This has nothing to do with being transphobic or anything. It's literally unfair. Because now, what would people say in UFC if you had a biologically born woman and a trans woman fight each other? What is that now? Like, like, there will be discussions about that. It should be the same thing in non-contact sports, bro.
Running has been so important for my identity, my growth as a person.
She did roll her eyes.
in cases, saying running has been so important for my identity, my growth as a person, and my ability to survive in a world that discriminates against me. It's Andrea Yearwood. I'm thankful that I live in Connecticut, where I can be treated as a girl in all aspects of life and not face discrimination at school. So, Alana, what is your message to these athletes who say this is an important part of their life and their identity?
I just want them to realize how unfair the situation was. Like, for example, at regionals, on freshman year, I should have gotten a silver medal. Instead, I received a bronze. And it's not really about the medal or the placement, but it's about knowing that all my hard work paid off. Because like I said, we spend hours a week training just to shave off the tiniest amount of seconds for our times. And it's just really disappointing to know that our hard work isn't really paying off how it should be.
And I know there are scholarships that are in play a lot of times. It's competitive. You're talking about a college education.
Yo, this girl here, she's literally just been like the whole time, bro.
Or the ability to get help with that. I want to play something from Kara Dansky from the Women's Human Rights Campaign. She is pretty far left, a feminist who would describe herself as very far left. This is what she said earlier tonight when talking with Tucker Carlson.
What this will have the impact of doing is obliterating women and girls' sex-based rights at a federal level. Ooh. This is rank misogyny, and it is coming from the left. Ooh. Two, there is a tremendous amount of money.
So, Christiana, this has been one of those things that we talk about. It's so interesting to see groups coming together from far left, far right, across the spectrum, coming together to stand up and say, as women's rights advocates, so they may disagree on all kinds of other things like abortion and, workplace issues. They agree here that they think that this is fundamentally unfair to women. But this is an administration. We have our first female vice president. President Biden has talked quite a bit about women's rights and wanting to respect them.
Shit.
And yet, as we saw with this executive order, the Biden administration has sent a very clear message to young women like Alana. You don't matter. Your athletic opportunities, your scholarship opportunities do not matter. And if a biological male identifies as female, he's welcome to sideline you in your own sport.
Oh, damn, sis. Yo, that's why she was nodding. She couldn't wait to say this shit. She couldn't wait to get this off her chest. Holy shit.
You don't matter. Your athletic opportunities, your scholarship opportunities do not matter. And if a biological male identifies as female, he's welcome to sideline you in your own sport. So this is not something the American people want. As you mentioned, people on the right and the left agree. It's simply not fair to displace young women in their own sport.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with, all that nothing with transphobic or any type of, this shit is just not fair, bro. It's literally just not fair.
Alana, what do you want to say to folks out there who are listening to this debate, this conversation following these court cases, about what this means for you and your future?
It means everything to me, considering that I want to run in college and I even want to go pro, and to know that some girls won't be able to make it to states or regionals because only the top 6 or 8 can go, and the transgender athletes are taking up spots. It's really disappointing because,
Damn.
I was lucky enough to go to regionals and states, but I know that there's other biological females that weren't able to. So I just hope that they realize that our sport should be fair.
I agree, bro.
Alana and Christiana, we will follow these legal debates and these cases.
I agree. I just think, it should be separated, or just put them, even if you're a transgender girl, you should still be racing with the guys, because physically, it's like you fit, it's the same physically. I don't know how else to explain it without, trying to walk on eggshells, but this is literally the truth. It's literally the truth. It's not fair. A woman's body, a biologically born woman's body, and a biological male's born body are literally constructed differently. They're constructed differently. And like she said, I just feel it's unfair for her working all that hard just to shave off seconds can literally not mean shit when a transgender woman comes in and just can obliterate whatever you're doing. Just my opinion, man. Just my opinion, man.